Today we are going to determine if Chuck E. Cheese Northridge is better than Chuck E. Cheese San Jose. So Chuck E. Cheese in Northridge, where I am at, has animatronics. Chuck E. Cheese in San Jose does not. Chuck E. Cheese in Northridge also has the dance floor. So it has the stage and the dance floor, so that's really cool. And it has the signs and silhouettes and all that. And they have the ticket louder, and they have this really cool nostalgic artwork up here. So that's something that San Jose does not have. And it has the lights, and it has the winking face, and the curtains do go up, and the animatronics do move, as I showed earlier. So they have the lights right there. So overall, Chuck E. Cheese in San Jose does have some nostalgic aspect to it, or nostalgic, but the other aspect is the games. So we are going to go look at the games, and we're not necessarily go through all of them like in super great detail, but it is worth looking at the jackpots and just seeing their variety, because Chuck E. Cheese Northridge, while it is iconic, the games are all like one credit, and the jackpots are relatively low. This one, it says 100, but it might be 50, but even though it's 100, it's not as high as as the jackpot in San Jose. And I do believe the games now, they're also like 1 point for the most part. I think there might be a couple there too. I know it's franchise, so the games in San Jose are a little bit bigger. Like all these ones are kiddie rides. They do have kiddie rides at San Jose, but a lot of the games at Northridge are aimed toward younger kids. And Chuck E. Cheese San Jose is Chuck E. Cheese in general rather is for young kids, but Chuck E. Cheese San Jose does have some games that are reminiscent of Dave and Buster's, whereas I feel like almost all the games, or at least a vast majority of the games at Chuck E. Cheese in Northridge, are more aimed toward young kids. And the jackpots at San Jose, some of them are 250, which is pretty good, and they also have coin pushers, and the coin pushers are quite generous, at least last time I went. So I do want to point out that there is a disclaimer that this is based upon my last look at San Jose, which was a few months ago, and I don't know what has changed. But if you look at the prizes here, and they do have good prizes here. Like San Jose has different prizes compared to the rest of the Chuck E. Cheese's, and I think that the prizes here are somewhat comparable to all the other prizes or other Chuck E. Cheese's and their prizes. I believe the Tongue Choke is at a Chuck E. Cheese in Whittier, and then there's I know that the one, I think it's in Whittier and in Walnut Park, also had the Raya the Last Dragon. This Sonic squealings are pretty cool, and I've been told that some places do the tickets for the merchandise, which is really cool. The Avengers is a good touch, a nice touch for $250, but I believe the last time I saw the one booster at San Jose, they were $2,000. But I will say that these games are pretty cool, and they are pretty cheap. And I do recall that San Jose was more expensive compared to other locations. Like the cost of one game here is 1 credit, and it's 24 cents. This lumberjack actually had a credit on it, so this is really cool. Like you don't see this at a lot of places, and I don't know if it's at San Jose. So all I gotta do is pull this back, and hopefully you get something. But that just stopped. It's supposed to stop on the. It's supposed to stop on the light, and I think it's like glitched out. But this is a game that I saw at San Jose, but it could have been added. And right here we got Cross the Road, and the jackpot's 50, and at San Jose it was 250 last I saw. It might have been 100, but I know some jackpots are cut, but even their cut jackpots are bigger than a lot of jackpots at non-San Jose places. Like that jackpot for the 2-minute drill football game was 15 tickets, so that's kind of low. And I will say that one thing that San Jose has on Northridge is that it's a lot bigger. It's 2 stories, and I will say that this location does have a lot of games. So Northridge has a lot of games, but it feels a little bit cramped. And seeing this SpongeBob game for a jackpot 150, that pales in comparison to the Chuck E. Cheese in San Jose. So overall, I would actually say that both Northridge and San Jose are good locations, but it really depends on what you want. If you want more of the nostalgia, I would recommend, or I would rate Northridge a little bit higher because they have, you know, the showroom with some animatronics in the curtains, which is pretty cool. But as far as just overall gameplay, I would, you know, argue that San Jose is better. They do have a lot of like non-ticket games, like, and they have some games that I'd never seen before, like that I'd only seen there. And they have some coin pushers that are only at Chuck E. Cheese San Jose compared to other Chuck E. Cheese. And actually, they have some games that are rare just in general. I think that's Spider-Man, and I'm not sure if that's Star Wars, and I want to say they did. And also Popeye and the Smurfs, which is really cool. They always get like all the greatest coin pushers, which is incredible for any arcade, not just Chuck E. Cheese. So, in the regards to the games, I would say that San Jose is a bit better, actually quite a bit better, because you know, this place actually has the SpongeBob coin pusher and the what's it called, the Avengers coin pusher, but you know, that's only 2 compared to like 7 or 8. Like, I'll have to go back and count them and see how many they got. You know, the pricing is a little bit different at the different Chuck E. Cheeses, but I think the new card would be like, you know, $120 for 500, 122 rather. And then we got the time cards, like 120 minutes for like probably $45. I know if you didn't add the extra 5, but I believe San Jose is a little more expensive, which is understandable because they have bigger jackpots and they have bigger prizes. I do remember getting a ski ball there, but they are somewhat pricey. It's like 24,000 tickets, which does take quite a while. But 24,000 tickets, something that's pretty awesome, is, you know, kind of worth it. At least you can save it for a pretty big prize. The prizes at most Chuck E. Cheese's are, traditionally speaking, they're somewhat lacking. But I will say that the prizes that I saw here and at a few recent tours, they were pretty good. Like the Tonka trucks, those are not cheap. Those are branded merchandise, so that is something that's worth looking into. And I've heard that some places will allow you to redeem tickets for merchandise that's normally paid for with money. So that's really, really cool that you can do that. But I still think that the prizes in general are better at San Jose. Like, they had like some, I remember getting some medallions, they're 800 tickets. I remember got like a gazillion of them because they're super cool. Like, I'd never seen them before, and I think they were, you know, I think they retail for like $5 each, and it's like, they're hard to get. So, I mean, I don't think people would generally spend $5 for a Chuck E. Cheese medallion, but that's, you know, beside the point. The point is that they're rare, they're cool, and 800 tickets is pretty easy to get at San Jose. You can easily get a few thousand tickets in your 1 hour card, whereas at a non-San Jose Chuck E. Cheese, it's pretty difficult to get even like 1,000 tickets in an hour unless you play like certain games, and that can be kind of boring, and that kind of defeats the purpose of having fun at the arcade. So I'm very curious to hear what you guys think. Do you think Chuck E. Cheese San Jose is better, or do you think that Chuck E. Cheese in Northridge is better? And which one is better and why? Everyone, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.